The biggest mistake people over 50 make with push-ups is still doing regular push-ups. Sounds backwards, doesn't it? After all, if regular push-ups built strong bodies for decades, why would they suddenly become the wrong choice? Because after 50, your body isn't asking for tougher exercises. It's asking for smarter ones. The problem is that most people keep using the exact same push-up they learned years ago, even though their joints, tendons, and muscles have changed. That's a bit like wearing the same prescription glasses for 20 years and wondering why road signs look blurry. In today's video, you'll discover 5 forgotten push-up variations that most people never think about anymore. One can wake up muscles that quietly switch off with age. Another challenges your entire upper body while putting less stress on your wrists and shoulders than a traditional push-up. And there's one variation that looks almost too easy to matter, until you understand what it's actually doing inside your body. This is one of my favorite examples of how medicine has evolved. We used to think harder automatically meant better. Turns out, the body has a much more interesting definition of progress. It responds to the right challenge, not the loudest one. Let's start with the push-up almost everyone overlooks, and quietly regrets overlooking later. Exercise 1. The wall push-up. Yes, the wall. Before you click away thinking this is too easy, hear me out. The wall push-up isn't about avoiding hard work. It's about teaching your shoulders, wrists, and chest to work together again before gravity joins the conversation. Stand about an arm's length from a wall. Place your hands just below shoulder height, and slowly lower yourself until your nose almost reaches the wall. Then press yourself back. If that's challenging, simply stand a little closer. If you can perform 15 smooth repetitions with perfect control, step farther away or move to a sturdy countertop. Keep your belly button gently drawn toward your spine. Breathe out as you push, and stop while you still feel you could do a couple more repetitions. Your joints appreciate confidence far more than heroics. Funny how our younger selves thought the goal was getting as close to the floor as possible. These days, getting up from the floor is the part with better stories. 2 weeks of practicing this and pushing open a heavy door, or getting out of your favorite chair, often starts feeling noticeably easier. Now let's give gravity a slightly bigger role. Exercise 2. The incline push-up. This is where strength and joint comfort become surprisingly good friends. Using a sturdy bench, countertop, or railing, perform a push-up with your body in a straight line from head to heels. Because you're elevated, your wrists and shoulders carry less stress than they do on the floor, while your chest, arms, and core still have plenty of work to do. It's actually a smarter progression than forcing floor push-ups with poor form. If you're just starting, choose a higher surface. Once you can complete 10 clean repetitions without your hips sagging, lower the surface slightly. Core gently engaged. Steady breathing. Smooth movement. No bouncing. No racing. Your muscles don't hand out bonus points for speed. And speaking of muscles, remember that variation I mentioned that wakes up muscles many people don't even realize they've stopped using? That's next. Exercise 3. The scapular push-up. Here's the answer to the question we left hanging. The forgotten muscles aren't in your chest at all. They're the muscles that control your shoulder blades. Think of your shoulder blades as the foundation of every push-up. If the foundation barely moves, your shoulders end up doing work they were never meant to handle alone. This is the part I genuinely enjoy because it's so counterintuitive. Most people think stronger shoulders come from training the shoulders harder. Quite often, they come from teaching the shoulder blades to move the way they were designed to. Start in a wall or incline push-up position. Keep your elbows almost straight and simply let your chest sink slightly before pushing the floor, or wall, away by spreading your shoulder blades apart. The movement is small, almost suspiciously small, which is exactly why so many people skip it. If that's difficult, perform it against a wall. If it feels easy, move to an incline bench. Lightly engage your core, keep breathing, and don't force the range. Nobody has ever announced at dinner, "I've been working on my shoulder blade control." Yet it's amazing how much easier carrying groceries or lifting a suitcase can feel once these muscles start doing their share. Now that the foundation is working again, we can finally make the push-up stronger without simply making it harder. Exercise 4. The tempo push-up. This might be the most underrated strength builder on the list. Instead of adding more repetitions, slow them down. Lower yourself for about 3 seconds. Pause briefly, then press back up with control. That extra time gives your muscles and tendons a longer, steadier challenge than rushing through twice as many repetitions. Better than chasing a bigger number? For many adults over 50, quite possibly. Your joints usually prefer quality over quantity. Need an easier version? Perform it on an incline. Ready for more? Lower the incline, or add a 1-second pause at the bottom. Keep your belly button gently pulled toward your spine and breathe steadily throughout. We sometimes think progress has to leave us exhausted. The body doesn't always agree. It often rewards consistency far more generously than occasional acts of bravery. If an exercise causes sharp pain rather than normal muscular effort, that's usually your cue to adjust the movement or check in with your healthcare professional before pushing on. The payoff is noticeable in everyday life. Reaching into a high cupboard, pushing yourself out of bed, or catching yourself during a stumble starts feeling more confident instead of uncertain. One variation remains, and it's the one that quietly ties everything together. Exercise 5. The counter to floor progression. The goal was never to master one particular version of the push-up. The goal was to build a body that's ready for life. Start wherever gives you smooth, controlled repetitions. A countertop, a sturdy bench, or, eventually, the floor. When you can perform 8 to 10 clean repetitions with excellent form, move to the next lower surface. Not because your ego says so, because your body is ready. Think of it as climbing a staircase instead of trying to leap to the top. Keep your core gently engaged, breathe naturally, and finish each set knowing you could probably do another repetition or two. Funny enough, that's often how the strongest people train. They leave the workout feeling capable instead of completely emptied. Here's the image I want you to keep. A few weeks from now, you lean over to lift a grandchild, push open a stubborn gate, carry the shopping in one trip, or get down to play with the dog. And you do it without stopping to wonder whether your shoulders or wrists are going to complain first.